What's up YouTube? It's Cutter back with another video. Today going through the fifth week of 2024, reviewing my performance for the week, seeing how I'm progressing, seeing my mistakes, and seeing what I can do to improve my trading performance. So let's get into it. I graded this week a A. I took 8 trades, 4 wins, 4 losses. That is over my usual limit, but I had some trades that were ads, so that kind of added to my position sizing. So I really went one over my 4 trade limit, I believe. That's four, 2 over my 4 trade limit, unfortunately. But it was overall a really good, it was really great week actually. Had a 13.21 R multiple, had a 23.21% gain on Monday. Uh, on Monday I took Aussie CAD, single leg JCP retest at flag pattern of a flag pattern. Price retraced to test the flag formation, looking for it to continue pushing down as Aussie loses value and CAD rises in value. So really looking for this major push on Aussie CAD, and we can go ahead and bring this up. We had this impulsive break of this flag pattern here, and then price came up to this level and gave me a engulfing candle here. I was really entering based off of this shooting star that happened, a late entry, and looking for it to continue pushing down. I placed my stop above this thrust candle here, of this minor low here, and I was looking for it to continue pushing down. Unfortunately, it came up, hit my stop, and that was an opportunity for me to actually go ahead and re-enter. Now on my personal account, I actually ended up just entering immediately again, and I took another loss here. So I lost 2R here when I should have only lost 1R. Uh, by taking the position back to back. Like as soon as I got stopped out here, I went ahead and entered again, and then I got stopped out again and lost another full 1R. Now on Tuesday, GPAD, I took for a buy, JCP daily flag formation, 3-leg preempting CPI news, believe CPI on Aussie dollar. After work, entry on GA looking for aggressive move up or down, ideally up. JCP set up 3-legged formation. Will add if price closes above 1.9265, and I'll re-enter the position if stop is hit and a W is formed. I'll only be giving up 1R for a 7R position. So I had about a 7R position here, and I was willing to take a 1R loss in order to take 2 shots at it and see if we could get it pushing up. Now, what could I have done better here? I could have cut the position for a smaller winner, for a small winner after price fell at FTA and prepare for re-entry the following morning. Let's go ahead and look at this trade. So I have this huge impulsive move here, got this 1, 2, 3 legs here, and went ahead and entered off of this hammer, and was looking for it to continue pushing up from that point, and got 3 white soldiers after that. So that was a really strong confirmation for me to price to continue pushing up. But once price got to this high here, I know it's really small. Let's go ahead and fix that problem. Once price got to this high here, this high, it failed it. So after that failure, I could have cut the position instead of waiting for price to continue pushing down. I was awake during that time, so it was like I could have cut it, right? Honestly, the only thing that kept me in it was after we got this hammer, we got 3 white soldiers, so I was really confident in holding it for that because the 3 white soldiers happened as well. All right, back to the weekly trading review. So those were 1, 2, 3 losses. Then on Wednesday, dollar Swiss, JCP H1 3-leg flag formation. Price gave a H1 engulfing candle, which was my signal to enter for a buy at the low of the pattern. Price immediately retraced afterwards and has not made a push up. Today closed as a doji, so I'm looking for price to complete a daily 3-bar pattern. Morning star with a bullish day tomorrow, but price ended up hitting SL. I could have not taken the position or exited the position early since the engulfing candle was right into a FTA resistance level. Let's go ahead and look at that. And let's bring up the default app again. So we got this triangular pattern after this impulsive move here, triangle, and then we got price respecting this low. I went ahead and entered after we got this engulfing candle right here, entered on the close of that engulfing candle, and at this high is where the engulfing candle failed, right? So immediately after that failure, that's a cut, right? I want to see the engulfing candle close down here and then make some pushes up towards that high and then continue pushing up from that high or close above that high. Now, in the moment, I was not thinking this way, but this is not a good area to enter. It's right into a resistance level. It's not a good area to enter. Lost 1 hour there. Then we get to our winners, right? Aussie CAD. Why did I take this trade? H1 flag, three-legged formation, three inside up, three inside down. Price retrace to test the flag formation. It was the same setup as the initial setup that I talked about, the first setup that I talked about for this week. And it was just a later entry. It was my third attempt at this. Now we got an impulse here, 1, 2, 3 legs here instead of a single leg formation. And now that we had that, I entered on 3 inside down. So these 3 candles here, entered on the close of this candle, and was looking for price to continue pushing down. Placed my stop above this shooting star, which my stop didn't get reached, but my stop should be above this candle here because it broke this low. My stop should be above there. So I set a too tight of a stop here. Fortunately worked out, but my stop should be up here. Then I went ahead and added to the position once price broke below this low. After it broke beneath this low, I got a retest of this prior last low pre-break and went ahead entered there manually, and price ended up hitting targets. Now I could have improved this by placing my limit order at this last low because it was untested and would have been activated and would have tripled my position on this ad here. Would have been a 10.61R instead of a 3.04. Next and final position, GBP AUD, daily flag, three-legged formation, preempting CPI release, and official bank rate. So after the first position that I talked about, I went ahead and entered again because the W form that I was talking about, and it improved my position from a 7R to an 11R. So I was more than willing to take that full 1R loss for an 11R. That means I would have had a 10R position if it hit targets. How could I have done better here? I should have set a limit at 92.52 for the ad instead of entering manually. So I went ahead and entered manually again on the ad position when I should be setting a limit at this last low pre-break. Like my initial plan was to set this limit here, but as soon as news came out, I think this is when Aussie CPI released. Price was just volatile as expected. But I let the emotions get the better of me because it was going up and down, up and down, up and down, like back and forth between these two prices. So I went ahead and just entered at that price, and I got a little, and price shot up when I got the entry. I was up here in this area. It's also bad time to enter. Like when news releases, the spread's gonna be wide. That's just bad decision on my part. Excuse me. But I went ahead and entered off of this W here, got another hammer, placed my stop beneath the hammer, and was looking for price to continue pushing up. I adjusted my stop to this low once price broke above this high, and literally after the CPI release, after it broke above this zone here. and then price continue pushing up to targets. Right now, I didn't compare the R that I had here to what I would have had if I set my stop or my limit there. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. So my current R was about 2.63. If I adjusted it to here, it would have been 3.75. All right, let's go back. And then on review, my main problem for this week was not setting limits for added positions. I was really impatient with my ads. I could have been way more patient and just waited for price to actually develop and then set the limits and then let everything just play out, and would have been a smooth, nice, and easy week instead of me stressing about a manual entry. It wasn't too much stress though, but I'm kind of beating myself up for not following my plan because I should be actually setting limits in those situations, right? So make no exception for added positions. Make sure there are limits in completely different setups. Do not trade an added position unless it is in a new setup. Unless it is a new setup. Comments from go from last week. Continue to only take high quality setups. These were high quality setups, each and every single one of them. Even dollar Swiss, the Aussie CAD and GBP AUD, I just took a couple shots at them. We're able to get high R. Dollar Swiss ended up pushing up after NFP, but it came down lower, and I wasn't prepared to enter. I wasn't prepared to re-enter in this situation. It would have been about a 10R, which would have been reasonable to re-enter after having about a 6R in the initial position, but I didn't want it enough. So what's one thing I can do better next week? Only add when a new setup is present and use limits. So I just want to really be stressing the limits if I'm adding to a position. And then back to TradingView, gonna check out my top pair for the week. I only have one pair at the moment, and that's NZD Swiss. NZD Swiss, we have this descending channel, and I'm waiting for a break to the upside of the descending channel. We're actually going to go ahead and tighten this up. See if we can get a bit of an earlier entry here. So looking for a break to the upside around a retest, and then for price to continue pushing up to the high of this channel. It's an A grade setup, so it's really the prime thing I've been looking for the past 2 weeks. Just needed to break to the upside. And that is my review for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was the best week of the year so far. Been 5 weeks so far. I had 2 profitable weeks, 3 negative weeks. I know this was a negative week, even though it's slightly positive on the R side. But that is the performance. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, go ahead and comment in the comment section. I'll catch you in the next one.